In this video, I'm going to talk to you about why your leads aren't working, most likely, some things you can try to get better results from your leads, and some tactics that we use internally to get a better contact rate on our leads. You won't want to miss any of it.
This video is brought to you by none other than Hire Heroes, you guys. Hire Heroes is your one-stop shop when it comes to virtual staffing and making sure that you have qualified talent with your business. One thing that I love about Hire Heroes, you guys, is they've actually gone through the process already of vetting and making sure that your staff member is well trained to best fit your needs. Whether you need help with social media work, posting things on your accounts, responding to people that send messages to your social media accounts, whether you need help with data entry or a multitude of other things that they're qualified to do, Hire Heroes has got you covered. If you're having trouble finding quality talent and number two, affording to be able to run payroll for that talent, Hire Heroes has got you covered with an affordable alternative to have a virtual assistant working for your business. There's a link down in the description of this video to where you can learn more about getting your own VA through Hire Heroes. I certainly recommend it. They're what we use in our business for all of our virtual assistant needs, and you will want to make sure that you check them out today.
So, the biggest things I hear from agents on a day-to-day basis for the most part is a couple of things. One, I can't get people to answer the phone. People don't pick up. My contact rate is very low. How can I write policies if I can't even get in touch with the people that requested information? That's the first thing I hear. The second thing I hear is these leads are no good. All leads suck. Leads are bad. Blah, 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 blah. Those are the things I hear all the time. Now, I am here to say that I will say that there are certainly methods in which a lead might be generated that might cause a certain lead to be a higher intent, and therefore you have a better experience with as a result in terms of quality. There is a differentiation with that, but I fail to say that there is ever such a thing as a bad lead with very few exceptions, right? There is really not a lot of blanket statements, as it were, in life. Usually there are exceptions to a majority of rules. Anything that you can think of, somebody can point or poke out a little situation or a situational thing where you can be like, well, I guess in that case, that's an extreme absurdity that might happen 1 out of 1,000,000 times. I get it. But in general, in a vacuum, in a melting pot, leads are only as good as the person that's working them and the process that's used in contacting the leads. So the first thing I'm going to tell you guys that you need to make sure that you have down is, number one, you need to make sure that you have a proven strategy and sales process. You need a script that works. Now, I will tell you, as far as scripts go, that a script is there to open the door for you with the lead. It's there to get them from a place of obscurity with you from the first moment they answer the telephone up into a place where they are willing to have a conversation with you. And then from there, your personality, your charm, your salesmanship, and your knowledge of what you're actually talking about does the rest. I've seen people over the years, not a ton, but I've seen enough to where it should be mentioned, think that there is A to Z strategy on a sales call, especially for something as complicated as Medicare or health insurance, where there's a lot of variables that go into play with the person. There's really not. Right? Like, a script to me is to open the door. So if you're trying to get a 5, 10, 15-page script to take you from A to Z in the sale, that is a big problem right there in and of itself. It's not realistic, and you can't be a robot. You can't script every single thing that they might say. Now, that being said, a script matters, salesmanship matters, and being competent and confident on the telephone is going to be huge in your approach. Okay, so make sure that you have a good sales process in place. If you don't, we have an abundance of sales training videos for free on this channel. Just go through the videos, dig in, and you're going to find plenty of them, I assure you. This is not the video for that, but you have to make sure that your sales skills and your script and your process and how you're approaching the call is intact. Now, there are more than one ways to skin a cat in that scenario. I have done scripts where others might say, there's no way that works. I've seen other people use scripts where I would say, there's no way that works. And both work pretty equally in a certain perspective. So there's more than one way to have a good approach, but there are such things that everybody would agree with is a bad approach and a bad thing to say, a bad focus on a sales call. So make sure that you have your sales scripts down. Now, to address the concern that we hear from agents all the time, and that is how do we get people on the phone, right? What do we do if we can't get people to answer the phone? Doesn't matter how good your sales skills are, your personality or your tonalities, if nobody ever answers. Well, usually when I have this conversation with an agent and they are complaining about their leads or they're complaining about their contact rate, I will then probe and ask a couple of questions about what their process is for working the leads. And oftentimes they've called them once through and they might have not even made it through calling them one time. They might have gotten halfway through, given up because people aren't answering the phone. That's the problem right there. You're not calling your leads enough. There is an abundance of studies all across the internet for a very long time. This is not new information that you are going to have to call your leads many, many times. There's been so many studies done that says, depending on the study that you actually see, that a sales process is actually completed on the 6th to 8th attempt more often than not. So you're going to have to call your leads more. And this is the process you should be doing. 8 times. We call our leads in my office 8 times before we move on from them. We will call in the morning, we'll call in the evening, we'll try different times of the day, but we will call 8 times. So call your leads more. I don't care if you've called them 5 times and they did not answer the phone 5 times. They might answer on the 6th attempt, and then you never would have gotten in touch with that person had you had not picked up the phone for call number 6 or call number 7. It's that old meme or that old picture image that you see across social media of 2 guys digging underground towards a mine of diamonds. And one guy is like this far away from it, an inch away, and he gives up and walks backwards. The other guy's plowing through, and he's going to get there, and he's going to get the diamonds. You're an inch away from gold, as they say, that the saying goes, right? And that is very true when it comes to sales calls. 8 times. I want you to be calling 8 times, and not 8 times over the course of 3-4 weeks. For every day that goes by from the time you get a lead, it becomes less valuable. Period. So make sure that you are calling them quick. You want to get those 8 calls done in the first week if you can, because anything past that, the lead is probably going to be considered an aged lead. You can buy aged leads that are a couple of weeks old only, and they are significantly discounted because the vendor that generated them knows that their value has decreased probably 75 to 90% at that point. So call them right when they come in. Call them early, call them often, call them 8 times. In addition to this, you're going to need an automation process if you're working leads. If you want to be a lead junkie in 2023, you need automation. You cannot just rely on your phone calls. Now, automation is not something that's going to replace you calling the lead either. So if you're relying on automation alone, unless you are a world-class technologist and automation expert, I've only seen a few in my entire career in our industry. Most think they are, but they are not. For most agents, automation enhances your calls. They give you another way of contacting the person, but they're not going to replace your ability to prospect and your ability to follow up. So don't expect them to, but they will help you get in touch with more people. Automation can be ran through multiple different systems. I have done multiple videos on this channel on CRMs we use, CRMs we recommend. I'm a big advocate for my friend Eric Fierro's DFY, Done For You service. It's a white labeled Go High Level, has a lot of already built out campaigns and processes in it that will help you with automation. So make sure to check out any of those videos when it comes to DFY with Eric. But that system is a great example because it will hit leads with email drops that you've pre-scheduled. Multiple of them, by the way, not just 1 or 2, multiple text messages that you've pre-scheduled and pre-typed out so you know exactly what they're going to say. Voicemail drops of you or someone else in your office pre-recording a message that just lands on their voicemail. These things help contact rates go up. The game when it comes to leads in 2023 is not who closes the biggest percentage of who's on when they get people on the phone. That is 1980s, 1990s stuff. The game is who gets the most people on the phone. Whoever gets the most people on the phone wins. So you need multiple contacts, multiple touch points, as they say, through automation, through your own efforts. Mix these things together, take these things and put them into your process, and I guarantee you, you will see an influx of results with any lead you're trying to work. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you found this helpful, do me a favor. I helped you. You helped me. Drop a like on this video so more people find it easier in the YouTube algorithm. I'd greatly appreciate it. Comment your thoughts down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What are some other tips if you're a seasoned agent that people can use to contact leads that I may have missed or not mentioned? Make sure to subscribe for future content. We bring it to you weekly. And without further ado, guys, thanks so much for watching. Here's to your success and your abundance. Thanks, guys.